Hello, Brobs. We're back with more books. I just got back from the thrift store, and I got some pretty good stuff. Nothing great, but pretty interesting stuff. The Cat, a complete and authorship compendium of information about domestic cats. By Muriel Beadle. To Judy and Linda, nice girl. Nice girls. 1977. Simon and Schuster, obviously. Don't look like there's some cat diagrams. Yeah, because I needed another history of the cat. The cat includes answers to these and many more questions. Killing an instinct. What do they eat? Mice from the head end. Can a litter be sired by more than one male? Yes. Probably my favorite book of them all. Snatching Them Out of the Fire, which I assume to be hell. Dr. William H. Murphy Sr. Look at these poor son bitches in hell. In this hand, Trusty Adams. Taking them right out of the hell. Dr. William H. Murphy Sr. has pastored and preached the Word of God for more than 3 decades. By way of the inspiration of the Lord, he has become a foremost religious author and inventor. In 1971, he mobilized the Greater Ebenezer Missionary Baptist Church in Detroit, Michigan. He has nurtured its growth from 54 members to a current membership of 4,500. Extending the love of God. Snatching Them Out of the Fire. Year was this book? 88? There you go. Great cover. And not a bad titular. Settling Accounts, 3 books by Harry Turtledove. In at the Death, Drive to the East, Return Engagement. There was actually 2 copies of Return Engagement, but I only got 1 for obvious reasons. I should have looked them up and seen if it was worth money, but figured why not grab them. Turtledove has some. He has a lot of following, but his books aren't worth very much. But I still grabbed them just because they're nice trade paperbacks, and most of his books I find are in mass market. Sons and Lovers by D.H. Lawrence. Erotica for half-wits. Called the most widely read English novel of the 20th century, D.H. Lawrence is largely autobiographical. Tells the story of Paul Morrell, a young artist growing into manhood in a British working-class community near the Nottingham cornfields. His mother, unhappily married to Paul's hard-drinking father, devotes all of her energies to her son. They develop a powerful and passionate relationship, but eventually tensions arise when Paul falls in love with the girl and seeks to escape his family ties. Tom, between his desire for independence and his abiding attachment to his loving but overbearing mother, Paul struggles to define himself. It's like, shut the fuck up. I got it just because it's considered a classic, but to me it's just romance for bisexual dudes. Speaking of that, Obsidian by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Her books have some value. That's the only reason I picked this one up. Of course, this will probably be one. I didn't look it up, but I assume that even if no one wants, even if this one's not worth anything, what's their names? Thrift Books will probably buy it from me for 98 cents. U.S. History, Civil War, the Wilderness Campaign, the meeting of Grant and Lee. I'm not a big fan of the Civil War, mainly because I believe it ruined our country, but also because I believe that, I know that Lincoln overextended his authority and turned us into central government country. There were no more states' rights. The South, whether you agree with them or not, should have been able to leave the Republic, as they were all entered into the Union voluntarily. I don't think anybody was forced into it. So when you have a voluntary amalgamation of states, they should be able to leave when they want. And I believe that. Always have believed it. This book I picked up at a estate sale for 75 cents because it was 25% off day. This book seems to have no sales of it, but I've seen copies that sell for, or that are listed for 25 to 40, 50 bucks, whatever, but I'm not sure that this is an actual moneymaker. But for 75 cents, it's interesting enough. Canadian, he's personally work on a novel. Three Tales by Michael Rothschild. Song of Myself, the first and final editions of the Great American Poem. Not a fan of Whitman, Ginsberg, any of these people in that realm of writing style. Magnifying and implying come I, outbidding at the start the old cautious hucksters. The most they offer for mankind in eternity, less than a spirit of my own seminal wet, taking myself the exact dimensions of Jehovah and laying them away, lithographing Kronos and Zeus, his son. It's just, I don't like it. You want some narrative poetry, go read Jeffers. You've got everything. There's no opining to the gods, oh, they're unfair and help us. Whoa. Something I cannot see puts upward libidinous prongs, seas of bright juice suffuse. I mean, come on, man. This is D.H. Lawrence's grandpa crappy? Grand crappy. This book I left behind last time, but this time I picked it up. Napoleon, a biography by Frank McGlynn. It's in awful shape. One of the picture pages is out, and there's water, moisture exposure. It's an ex-library. Every strike against it you can think of, but I got it. I can sit on a shelf in the basement without any trepidation of it becoming worse shaped. Stonewall Jackson and the American Civil War. Pretty sure you know what the Civil War is, and Stonewall Jackson. Never Call Retreat and Terrible Swift Sword. I now have paperback copies of this. I have hardcover copies, vintage copies, numerous copies, a biography of Cadden himself in both paperback and hardcover. But yeah, now I have more. And we get to the best books of the haul, probably, besides that Hell book. This is the Fireside Book of Favorite American Songs, which I'm not a big fan of music. I don't even really listen to music. The Fireside Book of Favorite American Songs. Look at this guy. He's jamming out. And he's got his little bro on the fucking accoutrement. On the accompaniment with whatever the fuck that's called. What's that thing called? Harmonica. Yeah, buddy. 1952. It is at least 60 years since Nanny Coombs sang me a sad lullaby about darling Nellie Gray. And I cried because as I then misunderstood the story, some small boy had lost his mother and would never see her anymore. The words and music still bring that experience hauntingly back to me. The words and music of dozens of songs in this book have now, as I turned through it, stirred up singing memories of the time when I first heard a song, or of particular times, solemn, carefree, exultant, convivial, when I have joined the singing, in singing it with a few friends, or with thousands of strangers united for the moment of the song, by the song. believe me, if all those endearing young charms. I like the little illustrations. Look at that guy. That guy's a fucking champ. Silver threads among the gold. The Liberty Song. Juanita. There he is. Look at this fucking... The pesky serpent. Hey, that pesky serpent. White wings. I wonder if that's any relation to red wings. Look at that. Damn coffin. The streets of Laredo. Hee-haw. Oh, them golden slippers, boy. Oh, them golden slippers, girl. Little brown jug. Yeah, pretty cool little book. Then we have The Mystic Warriors of the Plains by Thomas E. Miles. Culture, arts, crafts, and religions of the Plains Indians, profusely illustrated. Barnes & Noble book. Looks like it's got some wax on there. Guess it was rather mystical if they started pouring wax on the cover. Let's see what the boards look like. Pretty blasé. Of course, it's black and white. Oh, there's a couple color illustrations. There we go. Nice book. What year was this? I guess 70s. No, 91. 95. So, I don't know where the hell I'm going to put it. But that's all, bruv. That's all. Goodbye. Good boy.